Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Braden, Tim, Second Legacy, you're amazing, and thank you so much for showing up. Today, we've got something for you that I'm just really hoping we manage to get over the finish line and stay on the internet on this one, because this one's a little bit spicy. So, of course, if you guys are liking the content, you're loving the humor, even the sarcasm, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, because Second Legacy is the place to be. Tim, I'm concerned for us both on this one. I know you don't even know yet, but it's coming, because Tim, we've got to talk about something that's hugely important. Elizabeth Warren, you're familiar with her work.
Oh, yeah, Pocahontas. I know her.
Yeah. Yep. No, Pocahontas. See, I told you, we're barely going to sneak over. Okay. It turns out that she has a problem.
She had a lot of problems.
Well, I know.
It'll be a long episode if we're going to talk about those. I'm sorry.
That's true. But you remember shot spotters? You know those things?
Yeah.
You know those microphones?
Yeah. If somebody fires a gun in city limits, they can triangulate the position and send police immediately there. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the one.
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Oh, really? That's what she claims?
Dude, did you read ahead, or did you just?
No,
oh my God!
I haven't. Well, the thing. This is why it's so funny,
dude. That's exactly what she says.
Well, but I mean, it was flippant because that's what they always claim. Right?
Dude,
it's like
that's exactly it.
Okay, go ahead. I got to hear this. How she justifies?
No, this is it.
Okay,
it's absolutely. That was so perfect. Oh, that was great. Okay, Dr. Slides, let's start it. Number 15.
To call for a federal probe of gunshot detection tools that are called ShotSpotter. The equipment is placed on light poles and used by police to respond faster to shootings. But a recent report shows the systems are placed primarily in minority neighborhoods, and officials say this is a violation of civil rights laws. In a letter to the Department of Homeland Security, Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey said, quote, "Several recent reports have cast substantial doubt on the accuracy and effectiveness of the ShotSpotter gunshot detection system and have raised serious questions about its contribution to unjustified surveillance and over-policing of Black, Brown, and Latino communities." In response to the letter, the company behind the ShotSpotter says, quote, "We believe this letter and its claims are without merit, and we are confident that the DHS will see through this baseless attempt to disparage this critical public safety technology."
It's a passive system, but the pole was painted black. That seems to be a problem. But
see, you nailed it. Only half of it.
And so they're putting these shot spotters in areas where they're minorities. Well, no, they're putting them in areas where I'm pretty sure when they install these very expensive systems, they kind of take a look at where crime is happening, because you probably don't want to put multi-million-dollar shot spotting systems in I don't know, like some
rural
really ritzy area where there's $1 million mansions and Rolls Royces rolling around, because the types of crimes taking place there probably don't involve random gunfire in the streets, maybe some embezzlement and things like that, white collar crimes, but the actual murder probably isn't happening there. So you're probably going to put it someplace where there is crime.
Oh, but Tim, you're failing to. It's great points, but I want to get one step further.
Okay.
How do these mean Democrats and their assumptions, why are they assuming that the crimes are happening by Black, Brown, or subjugated communities? How do they know that people with buckets of white privilege aren't going down there and causing these crimes? Because they didn't say anything about that. And I'm personally offended that they would assume that minorities would be doing this.
I mean, they could take the other tact, right? It's just a bunch of racists going into these areas and shooting at people of color. And we're just trying to catch them. Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah, no, it's
how stupid is this, dude?
I know they cry racism. It's like, there used to be this place, I think they've torn it down now, but like in Chicago, it was Cabrini Green, and the police were scared to even go in there. Right? It was like it was public housing, and it was known for violence, gang violence, drugs, and everything you could think of. And I made the mistake of accidentally winding up in that area when I first moved to Chicago. I couldn't even get a cab out of the area. Like, we got off the train on the wrong stop. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And there's people walking by like, white boy, you don't belong down here. I'm like, I'm in trouble. I had no idea where I was. Right. And so I started immediately looking for a cab, and a cab stops. I tap on the glass. The cabbie just looks at me and he's like, ignores me. I'm like, please open the door. He's like, I don't want to pick anybody up here. I'm not supposed to. I'm like, do we look like we belong here? I'm wearing a polo shirt and stuff. He's like, get in the car. We race out of there. But, it was just crazy bad area. And is it racist that the police don't want to go in there, or that there's a lot of crime there? Well, no, that's just where the crime is.
But Tim, it's racism. And these microphones are racist microphones.
Yes.
You didn't know?
I know, it's just pure racism. I mean, the guy wouldn't even pick me up. I'm pasty white. Was that racism? Was it just a bunch of racism going on down there that day? It's like,
sweet Lord.
It has nothing to do with any of that. It's just where the crime is. We have the most calls for gunfire in this area, so we're going to put the shot detector systems in there. Well, there's more black people than white people there. Oh, well, that didn't even factor into the decision.
It's not. It has nothing to do with. And okay, in a moment of seriousness, it has nothing to do with which people live there. No. This is this is
where the crime is.
Same people, right? And there's no way to say that it's brown, black, purple, green, red, yellow. There's no way to tell who's doing crime.
Right.
And they're immediately jumping to the idea that it's discriminatory because of a geographical area of which these people were the exact same people who argued for this system because it was completely innocuous.
But Braden,
all it does is report gunshots.
I know, it's over policing because passively listening for gunfire and then responding to the general area where it takes place is racist.
Right. I mean, dude, it's not even, I mean, there's no phone call involved. There is no human saying that, look, this person looked like this person. Nothing.
It's just a random literally response to a loud noise. Yes.
Correct. Gunshot is heard and detected and triangulated. Police are dispatched immediately. There's no human interference. And that is racist.
Here's I know that you push back on me when I say these things, but I think this is more evidence. Gen X, here it goes. Get ready to bleep me. But they do this on purpose. There is no way you can convince me. This is just more evidence that the left wants total chaos. They are willing to accept deaths of minority people, right? They don't want to respond to gunfire in minority neighborhoods because it's racist. And they're allowing this chaos to continue for political gain. Matter of fact, they're not even just allowing it to continue. They're making it continue by doing things like taking passive systems like this out of the mix that are there to protect those communities. It's over policing. What, showing up to the scene of a crime is over policing?
You just nailed it. You just nailed it. And that actually wasn't as bad as I thought. I was actually bracing for impact. That was actually pretty good. I didn't get a call from HR in my ear.
Basically, the premise being that they're allowing this to happen. In this case, making it happen for political gain. They want the chaos.
What they're doing is they are removing something that is supposed to remove threats from an environment at the behest of political expediency. That's the point. The entire point here is they say, ooh, this is something that I can make into an issue. So the very shot spotting technology, which, by the way, I'm not for shot spot technology because it's basically listening across everywhere in an entire city, different thing.
But you're okay with them in minority areas, Braden.
No, I'm not okay with them anywhere. Shut up. So here's the thing. Oh, wow, that's a lot of breathing. So here's the thing. They couch them as a safe solution to a problem. By the way, this is Massachusetts, which is the place with the toughest gun crime, where Davey Hogg says the ideal gun control area, right? So they put something in place saying that we need to figure out who the shooters are so we can respond quickly and get them and prevent the problem. Then when they put them in the areas where there are most shootings, they didn't say because these people live here. What they said was, we need to put these where the shootings are happening. I don't care who's doing it. We just need to do the shooting. Then it turns out, well, this is disproportionately affecting the population. Okay, this is a perfect time, Tim, I think, to bring in the next clip. This is something from about 8 months ago. You may remember it, but this is Senator Cory Booker in the Senate Judiciary Committee talking about, quote, trigger pullers and guns. Okay, this is number 16. Let's hit it. Tell me if there's a correlation.
But I do know when we target the small percentage of people in my city who have records of violence, we've been able to have incredible results. That's why I think you and I, if I was mayor and you were my U.S. attorney, we could have done some good by targeting what the problem is.
That was pure racism.
In action.
Yeah. I mean, he just took his Klan hood off just for that clip. He needs to put it back on. That is pure racism to target those that are committing the crimes. How dare he? Oh. We all know those are black people. That's racism.
That's the best part. We do not know. That's the BS of this whole dang
I know.
thing.
I'm being facetious.
I know.
It's
No, I know you are. I'm adding contrast so that we don't get taken out of context.
Wasn't it Jesse?
It's so easy.
I think it was Jesse Jackass, totally unrelated, said that in some interview that he was walking down the street and he heard footsteps behind him. He was turned around and relieved to see it was a white guy.
No. Okay, that one's not making it in.
But it's Google it. It's just it shows the hypocrisy of these people.
All right, cited for hypocrisy. I'll allow it.
Okay.
We'll allow it cited for hypocrisy.
Didn't make that
But
one
yes.
up. Now I'm Googling it. You
No,
talk.
I know you don't.
I'm
going to talk. It's better for everyone, I think.
I think it probably
Yeah,
is at this point.
Yes. But yeah, the Cory Booker, the guy who said inaction is complicity when he didn't get his gun control, now says, oh, well, we know if we focus on the actual people who are doing the crime, which is reiterated multiple times through things that we've covered, we actually get some positive results. Then why aren't we doing it? Oh, because ShotSpotter technology is racist. God, dude, I've even got more from the article itself and from the letter.
I got the quote in defense of
Oh,
myself.
Okay, well, then I tell you what, we will put it up on there in defense of you under quotations. Please continue, sir. This is not him. This is someone else.
But now I'm confused. No, anyway. No, look, I'm just going to go back to my original argument that this is purposeful chaos, either manufactured or allowed chaos that is for political gain. Look, it's up to the communities whether or not they want these systems. I don't want anything monitoring me. I don't like the fact that my phone's listening to me right now, darn thing. But look, the problem is that if the people wanted that and that's what they wanted to reduce the crime in that area, I guess that's up to them, right? But to go in and say that we want to remove these because they're racist, not because they infringe on some right, that would be a different argument maybe I could get behind, but because it's racist to have them there, it's just
kind of stupid.
Yeah, well,
it's kind of stupid.
It almost seems like the whole race thing has gotten worse over the course of the last 10 years. Like, I really thought we were making progress. Like, it wasn't such a big issue anymore, and then all of a sudden, everything is all about race again. It's like we can't even have a conversation where it doesn't divert into claims of racism and bigotry and all this other stuff. It's like, how do you have a serious conversation when the person you're debating immediately defaults to, well, you're a racist, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, it's like, okay, but that's what we are.
But what you're going towards, it's clear and simple. It's been politicized. That is exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Everything's been politicized, but that has been heavily politicized in order to spur people into action because it's an emotional topic. And that's why they've been doing it. I mean, 100%. But let me show you some stuff here.
Before you show me the stuff, I just want to, here's my frustration in it all, right? Everybody goes, well, crime's a problem. And so anytime a solution is proposed, then it always gets torn down with, well, that's racist. You can't do that. We can't enforce the law. Well, the whole reason he was arrested for murder wasn't because we caught him standing over the dead body with a gun in his hand. No, he was arrested because he was black. And it's like they won't stop with this narrative. And it's like every time we try to deal with actual problems, we get diverted into these discussions of, well, this is racist, this is bigoted, this is, and it just, I don't know. It just seems so tiresome because the entire nation is burning right now. And these are the games we're playing. Anyway.
Well, right. But again, it's because politicization. I mean, it really is that simple.
Yeah.
But listen to what they're actually saying, because this is so fascinating what they actually said in their letter. Okay, so this is number 17. Warren, Markey, Presley, these are all Massachusetts leftists, follow Boston police review by pressing for federal probe of ShotSpotter. And this is the part that just boggles my mind. This is number 18, because listen to the tack that they take here, right? 3 federal lawmakers from Massachusetts signed onto a letter urging a national probe into how ShotSpotter is being funded amid concerns the technology Boston police say is critical to saving lives is ineffective and racially biased. In the Tuesday letter, U.S. Senators Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren and Representative Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts and U.S. Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon tried to convince the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security to open an investigation into DHS grant funding of the ShotSpotter system to determine whether there's an appropriate use of taxpayer dollars. Okay, first flag on the play. The left is telling us about the appropriate use of taxpayer dollars?
Yeah.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
they don't want you having guns. They don't want the citizens armed. They don't want police. They want to defund them and get rid of them. And they even want to get rid of the passive systems in these areas where the shot spotter's there, where they can send an unarmed park ranger to go deal with the chaos. They just want it all taken away. It almost seems like they're advocating for complete and total anarchy.
Well,
to what end?
I mean, but I think where this really boils down to, Tim, and in a moment of, like, we're getting to the serious part of this, because obviously it was very tongue in cheek up there in the front. What they're doing is they're refusing to resolve issues because they need to be valued. So if they don't solve the issues, then they're never not needed, right? And so in this case, because of political expediency, they're willing to take away everything that they argued for prior in order to maintain their relevance. That's what I think is happening. So, I mean, like, it's kind of a version of what your hypothesis is, of they want the chaos in order to continue to get more control, which I think that's absolutely a valuable point in there. But I think it also just has to do with their relevance. If they maintain the problems, then you're always needed. I think that's a part of it too.
It's the NRA strategy.
This is just stupid.
Right. Yeah.
This is just stupid. I mean, it really is idiotic. I mean, listen to what the police said in Boston. Again, this is Boston. This is not a bastion. This is not a far-right bastion of gun rights freedom. Like, this is like the epicenter of gun control, Massachusetts. Okay. Data compiled, this is number 19, by the Boston Police Department last year showed gun violence was highly concentrated in 4 neighborhoods: Dorchester, Jamaica Plain, Mattapan, and Roxbury from 2018 to 2022. Guess what? I don't care if you are living there and you are purple, green, brown, black, white, multicolor, translucent even. I would love a good albino. But it does not matter. The point is, you want to prevent a problem. If they focus in those areas, why is that racially charged? It just makes no sense at all.
Well, let me ask you this question. So if we put these in predominantly white neighborhoods that were violent, known for, pick your favorite trailer park, I guess, I don't know, but you put
whatever.
You put them in predominantly white areas where they're detecting gunfire. Is that racist too? Is it only racist when it's done to black people or Latinos or Asians, or is it also racist when you do it to white people? I mean, I'm trying to understand the balance here.
But there is no balance. That's like the whole point.
Highly concentrated in 4 neighborhoods. Well, what are we saying? If there's one black person or one Asian or one minority of any type in that neighborhood, well, that's racist. Take it down.
But it doesn't make sense. Again, reverse the roles. If this was in an area that was predominantly white, guess what? My reaction would still be, fix it. I don't care what color a person is in that area. And I think a majority of Americans don't.
Right.
I don't care if you, again, white, purple, green, purple 9-horned people eater, translucent. It doesn't matter. If your whole point is to prevent the crime, which is impacting others, fix the problem. It just doesn't, dude, it's so tiresome. And that's the word I'm going to choose to use.
Yeah, well, tiresome is a dog whistle for racism and racists.
Well, what is it? What phrase
that's my point. It's like just waking up in the morning is a dog whistle if you're white and you're trying to be racist. It's
buckets of white privilege.
It is.
Buckets.
They need to bury that stuff in under a mountain somewhere with nuclear waste and just get rid of it. I mean, let's just round up all the white privilege. Everything is about race. It doesn't matter if it even relates to race. Why would they fight this on the grounds of something like, constitutionally based? Why do they always got to go down the road of racism? Like, well, let's just say that it's violating everybody's rights in the area where these systems exist. But no, it's racist because we're not really worried about everybody's rights. We're just worried about these rights for these people because we need their vote.
Because it's politically expedient. That's right. Exactly correct.
It's so tiresome.
I wish that people would see through it. I really do, because it is 100% stupid.
The people that are somewhat intelligent, that, have a IQ higher than their own shoe size would see this. It's just the Democrats that don't. So anyway, got to get that last punch in. Right.
Wow.
Well, anyway, we're going to get canceled.
All
right, folks.
God dang.
I better quit. I'm going to take us out before I get in real trouble. Thanks for watching Second Legacy. We'll talk to you soon.